What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So what you guys are looking at right now is the second place deck from Japanese Nationals. Again, this was the Western Japanese Nationals that happened on Saturday. It was Chaos Shaddolls, and you know, I'm used to Shaddolls pretty much dominating Japan. It seems like every major event, they're pretty much going to be in the top three. They're pretty much a threat to win any event, even if they don't necessarily win. But I don't think that I've seen a version like this. I know that with Shaddoll Fusion, you know, it's customary to run a bunch of light monsters in your graveyard so that you can summon this big-ass behemoth. This is the biggest problem when I play against this deck, really. It's not even mid-rash. But anyways, I don't think that I've seen a version quite like this that runs the dragons and, you know, double dark arm and stuff like this. So let's go over the deck right quick, and then we can try and analyze and try and figure out why the guy played what he did. Okay, so he's got his Shaddall lineup. He's got 3 beasts, 3 hedgehog. He's got 2 dragon, 2 lizards, and finally 1 falcon. People have been saying that falcon has been losing popularity. Still seems like a really good card to me. He's got 3 mathematician. He has 3 white dragons, 2 black dragons, 2 effect veiler, 1 Phaelus. He's got Eclipse Wyvern in there, double dark arm dragon, 1 BLS because AznEyes he told me that you know, BLS goes in everything, and he obviously was right. He's got 3 Shaddall fusions, 2 super polys in the main deck. Wow. He's got Book of Moon, Pot of Avarice because it's the OCG, Allure of Darkness, Heavy Storm because it's the OCG, Foolish Burial, 3 Shaddall Roots, and 2 Evac Device. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed was he was running 3 Mathematicians. I mean, Mathematician is a really good card. It's good to see that, you know, not only do they recognize that, well, not only do we recognize it in the TCG, but they found a way to implement it in the OCG. Like in the TCG right now, most people just use it like in Insectors. I know a couple of people use it in Prophecy for like Stoic and stuff like that. But Mathematician is a really good card, and it's going to get really, really better when Shaddolls come out, because even if you aren't setting these guys for their first effects, you can just dump any of them into the graveyard, and, you know, some of them give you, like, this guy gives you Monster Reborn, and Dragon gives you, like, MST. You've got another one, I believe it's Lizard, that just pops shit on field, or pops monsters, you know what I mean? So it's like, usually you're going to get a +1. This guy's probably the best one. You get to draw a card. And then when Mathematician dies, okay, if he dies by battle, you draw a card. So it replaces himself. And you get Shaddolls into the graveyard. So when you're loading your graveyard up with dark monsters, then you can start dropping this fucktard. You know, now one card that, or 2 cards that I really like that he ran, and I think it is only going to be a matter of time before people start realizing how good they are, is White Dragon and Black Dragon. You can't soul charge them back, unfortunately, and you can't normal summon them, but they're just really good for like XC plays. Like I was actually, when I was running, or I'm currently running Bujin Turbo, I was experimenting with Black Dragon, and you know, these cards are fairly simple. Like they have pretty good stats, 17 and 18, and all you do is you either remove a dark monster or you remove a light monster, and then you special summon it. And if you're running a deck that primarily focuses with, you know, level 4 monsters, and the deck is just flooded with lights and darks, like Blackwing is flooded with darks and Bujins is flooded with lights, you know what I mean? These cards just help you make XCs, and if you run them in conjunction, then okay, when they get destroyed, they just search out the other copy, so they instantly replace each other. He has Phaelus and Eclipse Wyvern in there. Eclipse Wyvern, obviously, just to search the Dark Iron Dragon. And then when it gets banished, you can banish that with Black Dragon. You can banish it with BLS. Then you just get to add Dark Iron to your hand. So that's that's like the fucking nuts. And then Phaelus makes sense because it's like he obviously wanted to be able to use Mathematician not just on his Shaddolls, but, you know, you can dump Phaelus to the graveyard. You can instantly go into, you know, like a Black Rose or something like that. You can summon Mathematician. You can dump Eclipse Wyvern, instantly banish your Dark Arm Dragon. So, you know, these cards, they kind of tied in with the whole Mathematician. Super Poly in the main deck. Obviously, this guy was trying to make sure that he didn't instantly lose to Dark Law, because, I mean, really, if he's facing down a Dark Law, all he really has is like the compulses to try and get rid of it. I mean, granted, he can, like, you know, he can set, I think it's Dragon that flips monsters, or that targets monsters and puts them back into the extra. Yeah, okay, it's Dragon. But I mean, I imagine he didn't want to be locked down to, I've only got a couple of cards that can kill this Dark Law and shit like that. So he can obviously super poly. He can go into Vision, Adoration, and I mean, pretty much just get rid of the Dark Law, get rid of your opponents like Bubble Man or you know, Stratos, whatever the hell other either hero, mass hero, destiny hero, whatever other hero they have on board, and then Shaddol Roots. Now, I thought it was a little strange that he didn't run Star Eater, because I know that Shaddol Roots plus Falcon equals Star Eater, and then this goes to the graveyard and you can just get a copy of Shaddol Fusion. But I would imagine that this dude was just using Fusion all day. I mean, Shaddol Roots, I mean, it just seems like a good card. He's got a couple of tuners in here. You know, it can stop an attack because you just summon a monster, 1950 defense. Basically, it's a chump blocker. And then again, anytime it's destroyed, it's like, okay, I can just get my Shaddol Fusion back. Also, it can be used to substitute for a Shaddol monster. So it's like, even though he only runs 2 mid-rash and 2 of this guy, at first I was like, well, maybe he's going to run out, you know, if he keeps juggling his Shaddol Fusions. But again, this is the OCG. You know, like, you have Pot of Avarice, you've got Digusto Emerald, so you won't have to worry about that. So this card actually probably put in a lot of work, if for nothing else, just getting Shaddol Fusion back like time and time and time and time again. You know what I mean? Kind of having like an endless stream of just Shaddol Fusions, and eventually your opponent's probably going to run out of answers for them, because, you know, with Heavy Storm and shit like that, they don't play a ton of non-reactive back row. Or they don't play a ton of reactive back row in the OCG, because you don't want to get set up with your D Prisons and Mirror Forces, and then your opponent's just like Heavy Storm and you lose all your cards and you're just like, fuck. So let me know what you guys think. Or excuse me, you know what? Let's go over the side and extra right quick. He ran Electromagnetic Turtle. He ran Skullmark Ladybug. I was kind of surprised by that. He can double with Mathematician, get 1,000 life points, but still I was just like, really? 2 Maxi. 2 Fire Hand, 2 Ice Hand, Breakthrough Skill, double Torrential, Mind Control, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, and then for the extra he ran Admiration, which is, I mean, it's basically in there just for to play against heroes and to use with Super Poly. He's got the 2 Mid-Rash, the 2 Neff, he's got Digusto Emerald, Lavalval Chain, Sky Blaster, OCG card only. He has Exciton Knight. He's got HTS, pretty good level 7 in case you don't want to completely nuke the field. Leo, Trish, Black Rose Dragon, Moonlight Dragon, and Arcanite. Only card that I was a little disappointed is, or I was a little disappointed to not see in here was Star Eater. But you know, I'm not 100% sure how good Star Eater is in the OCG. But again, I know that he can technically make it with Roots and Falcon, although he's only running 1 Falcon, so that's probably the reason why he didn't run it. So thank you guys for watching. As always, I wonder if this will translate into the TCG, because to play this deck, I mean, after Duelist Advent comes out, minus Phalanx, which it hurts some of the playability of Mathematician, I'll give you that. But outside of that, we can pretty much run this card for card. You know what I mean? You know, we might have to do something with like an Evac or a Heavy Storm, Avarice, but I don't think that not having Pot of Avarice is going to stop people from playing this deck in the TCG. Thank you guys for watching, as always.